Hey, man. Well, it's
Thank
great
you. I
to meet
appreciate
you.
it.
I,
Likewise, brother.
I'm looking forward to delving into your world, so thank you. And I want to begin our journey into your life by asking you, I know we're getting into COVID fatigue. We're getting tired of talking about it, but there was so much that was affected by living through that. How did you get through that 4 year window, and how did it affect the way that you do things now?
Whoa. We started with the big ones, huh?
This is the shot of espresso.
Well, again, I don't know what your views are on COVID, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards you or your listeners, but man, COVID was definitely an eye-opening event, I think, for a lot of people, which for me the realization or seeing what is known as like the matrix was kind of was kind of unfolding when I did the journey to all 50 states. I used to live in New York, and then I went on a journey to all 50 states, and I see that you're located in Kansas City, right?
Yes, Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah.
Funny enough, that was actually my like the last two states. It was like on that state line in Kansas City. So that's where I concluded like a 22 months journey of traveling to all 50 states. So the journey began like a little bit earlier, but with COVID, you kind of saw like the whole play just unfolding of like restriction, removing basic human rights, like your right for uh, autonomy over your own body, your own decisions, and so on. So um, it reminded me again of few things. One is how important it is to be um, location free. So back then, I was still in my home country in Israel. It was me, my wife, and we had a little daughter. And I was like, I'm not doing this, like the whole restriction things, and like I refuse, like the whole, mandating the shots and all that stuff. So that's number one. Number two is financial freedom because as much as we want to be idealist about the world and about um, the right way and being very um, conscious and trying to help the community and like more of a socialist heart, which I feel like all of us have deep down inside. At the end of the day, it's a capitalistic world that we live in, and we have to take care of ourselves and our immediate loved ones first and foremost,
Yeah.
and that comes with capital. After that journey, I went and went into a whole hippie spiral, like 2, 3 years of just like trying to disconnect from the entire matrix, move to Central America. I tried to live off of, donations and different things. But at the end of the day, you need these two things. And I think lastly, it's just understanding that you can't really change anyone but yourself. So it's like a lot of people online, it's the same as right now during election. Left is, screaming towards the right screaming towards the left. Same goes for pro-vax, anti-vax. Like nobody listens. If you're on one camp, you'll stay on one camp. Lior won't be the one who's gonna persuade you one way or the other. So yeah, those were the three lessons. But what about you?
I totally respect and get where you're coming from. There were so many weird things. Like you could you could wear your mask into a restaurant the whole time and then take it off to eat and drink when you're actually going to expel more saliva. It was the whole thing.
And when you're going to the bathroom, you have to
Right.
put it back on.
Yeah. So the whole thing, there were so many discrepancies, but I think at the end of the day, we got one trip around the sun. there's so many ways that you can do whatever you want to do without infecting people or getting infected yourself. So it really is. There's a level of freedom that I think everybody had the opportunity to embrace, but I really do embrace everybody's different view on it. And I think it's essential. And I think it's a part of us making ourselves stronger and ensuring that we're better off if anything like this happens, because this won't be the last pandemic that hits the planet, you know? So
Mhm.
it's like anything. If it doesn't, it's such a trite thing, and cliche, but really, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. There's a level of that that's totally true. But I love the fact that you went to all 50 states. Of all of the states that you went to, what was the one that was one of the most unexpectedly magical, beautiful places that you saw?
So for me, hands down, it got to be Alaska.
Yeah,
So yeah, yeah. We went to Hawaii, and my wife kind of loved it. I didn't really. I thought that I love it because I love surfing. You know, the warm water, the beaches, the tropical weather. It's like it's check, check, check. But I don't know. I had like the island fever or whatnot, but it was it just didn't resonate with me. And something about Alaska, like the raw nature and like the fact that it's almost untouched, and it's yeah, it's really like the last frontier.
I've heard that over and over. So let's get to the heart and soul of what you do for a living on a daily basis. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of grade school kids, third graders. It's career day. And one of the kids says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer them?
Beautiful. So I have two of those here at home. And what I tell them is that I'll help business owners attract more clients. And the way I do this is by teaching them a skill that I acquired over a decade ago, which is called marketing. And with this skill, if you know how to use it right, you can attract as many clients as you wish, sometimes even more than you can wish, and make a great living. And the reason why I started it was that I've been doing marketing agency work, and now we're switching into the adults lingo. But I've been doing marketing agency work for a long time, and just recently I saw an influx of a lot of shady or low quality marketers out in the marketplace, and people just like selling services that they can't really back, or they don't even know what they need to do. So I decided to open up a coaching program that teaches service business owners themselves, like the roofers, the plumbers, the HVAC, and so on, how they can do it themselves before they delegate the tasks to someone else, because nobody cares about your business the way you do.
Yeah. So what did you want to be in the third grade? What was your dream?
Whew, third grade dream. I don't even have a good recollection of what it was. Wow. It's a great one. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe an actor. You
Yeah.
know what? Maybe an actor. Yeah.
So take me back to your childhood. Where were you born and raised? What were these seeds that gave you this sense of adventure and wanting to see the world and to help entrepreneurs and help people get to a better place?
So grew up in Tel Aviv, Israel. Now it's known not for the greatest reasons, unfortunately, with all
Yeah.
the war that's going on. But yeah, beautiful childhood. Like it was back in the day before the smartphones were this prominent and everyone was staying at home, so always outside. Um, and and I feel like it was like the some sort of an internal calling that always, like, oh, I need to go to America. I need to live in America. So yeah, after the military service, um, yeah, I built one startup back in Israel, kind of sold part of it to one of the partners, and then I moved to New York. So that was kind of a childhood, and then just a calling to go to America.
Who's been a hero? Who's been an inspiration for you in your life?
Hands down, mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom. Absolutely. Yeah. Growing up in a single family house with a mom who works, from basically from the moment you wake up, she just leaves. She rushes off to work, and just trying to make ends meet, and then trying to take care of ourselves. It was just me and her for the first 13 years of our lives. Um, she's such a positive person, and every time that you have, I don't know, like an obstacle, a challenge, a down period, whatever it is, like you just give her a call, and she always uplifts, whether it's me as her son or a friend, and she's known as the guru. So yeah, shout out to mom.
I love it. So if you could meet anybody on the planet right now that you find fascinating, interesting, that might help you in what you're doing in your life, spend some time with them, who would it be?
It would be someone who's not alive anymore. It would be Alan Watts.
Okay.
For me, that's yeah, Alan Watts, the greatest philosopher, thinker, I think, of our time. Uh, just remember that this is all a play. This is all a game, and we're just, different manifestation of this oneness and this one thing that's called consciousness, universe, God, you know, Dharma, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, this is hands down. This is a person that I feel like, oh man, I really hope to meet on the other side.
So what is it that motivates you to get up every day to do the work that you do, to help people and to also hold enough wonder in you to evolve and to see the world and to travel? What is that collective gas gumption for you?
I think it's a few things. One, it's the egoistic thing of just like I want to live well, and for years I think that society has taught us or of, oh no, just be an altruistic person and just think about others. And no, I think that's just like virtue signaling, and I'm not willing to play part. So yeah, I definitely want to, like to have nice vacations, and then we're kind of a digital nomad, so we're living from one place to the next every few months. So just living off well, that's first. Second, I love teaching. I love coaching. I love and I enjoy helping business owners and seeing the transformation that they're having with their businesses. And it kind of fuels me. It's like children, but not really children, but it's like seeing someone that you really nurtured and helped, succeed. And some of them even succeed way more than I do. For example, I have a business owner, a service business owner who joined my program like a month ago. And he went through my program, and now he has, on three of his video, they reached more than 1 million views on YouTube. Okay, so it's like one is 2.7, another one 1.9. So these are numbers that I'm not aware personally, and tens of thousands of organic followers. So it's just like, but I'm so happy for him. Like it's like seeing your students succeed is amazing. So it really fills me with joy and gratitude that this is what I do. And of course, last thing is the kids, man. It's just like we're doing so much for them to live a better world, and to also show them that hard work is fun. Like if you're doing what you love, it doesn't necessarily need to be like, oh my God, I'm just with a sour face. I'm going, no, you're enjoying it. And this is just like those three things, I think, pretty much covers it.
So what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
I I think that there's the book Siddhartha. When he was asked, what do you know how to do? He said, I know how to think, I know how to fast, and I forgot the third one, but it's really like just accepting things. And I think staying in the moment and being in the present moment is maybe the best advice that I've got, and goes back to my mom. Just like everything's okay. Thank God for right now. Be appreciative. Right now we're doing okay. And as a business owner, you always have all these fears and all these concerns. Oh my God, what happened if this accounts get closed, or that bank account, whatever. Like everyone has their own anxiety with life itself. And so just relax, be in the present moment, and realize that everything's okay now. I think that's the best advice I got.
So, speaking of youth, if you had a dream tonight and ran into the 18-year-old version of you, and you can give that young version of you a piece of advice based on the life you've lived, the wisdom you've gained, what advice would you impart on that young version of you?
Definitely go into sales. Like I don't want to give something cheesy, but for years I was just the marketing guy, sorry, and I was like in the background. I think that if you combine these two skills, sales and marketing, like you're basically unstoppable.
So, of everything that you've done and overcome and traveled and become in your life, what are you the proudest of?
Kids, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, making a family, building a family, you know, seeing yourself in, like in their eyes, how much they love you, how much they enjoy you. And of course, again, like it all comes back to this, I think, egoistic feeling of just like you enjoying like that, like you're striving so much joy and fulfillment from like these little creatures. So by far, this is the biggest accomplishment ever.
So at the end of the day, everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, everyone around you, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I'm a no BS kind of guy. I'm
Yeah.
I'm 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 a straight shooter. I'm gonna tell you something as we start off this conversation, whether you like it or not, you agree with me or not. I'm gonna state my mind, but I think that the right people appreciate it, even though it's sometimes it's hard. But I try to be this way even with myself, and oftentimes I change my mind, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But definitely a straight shooter and a no BS kind of guy.
So if anyone wants to hire you, reach out, learn more about what you're doing, any of the good business, where can they go?
Localservicemastery.com, or my YouTube channel. I think even before the website, go if you're a service business owner who already been burned by one, two, three different marketing agencies in the past, and you're like at the point where you're like, okay, that's it. I need to know how to master lead generation myself without having to depend on other people for the success of my business. This is what we do. Go consume some of my free content on my YouTube channel. See if this style of person, this no BS kind of guy, if that's your cup of tea. For some, it's not, and that's totally fine. But if you feel like you can vibe, if you feel like you can learn from someone like this, which is his entire philosophy is just let me tell you exactly what you need to do, step by step, no BS, no fluff. If that's you, yeah, definitely go to localservicemastery.com, book a call, and we'll be happy to help you.
I love your style, man. What a great story. Keep doing the good work out there, man. I love it.
I really appreciate you, Joe, and thank you for the opportunity, my friend.
Yes, sir. Nice.